Gather round, gang. This is how I died. I've always seen early access games like working in a mine. Most of the time, you're chipping away at stone, digging through mountains of worthless slop games looking for that ever-elusive hidden gem. You can go days scrolling through the early access section on Steam and find nothing of value, your muscles atrophying at an alarming rate, and your skin slowly fusing with the crusty computer chair beneath you. But sometimes, after digging through miles of detritus, after countless days of searching, you'll find it. The gleaming jewel cutting through the fog and the dust. Today, I present to you my gleaming jewel. Project Zomboid is an indie open-world zombie survival simulation game developed by the Indie Stone, a small team of Canadians in a basement somewhere. But don't let that fool you. These guys are legit. Check it out. This guy's got a shirt that says "Keep calm and kill zombies," so you know these guys know what they're about. Back in the old days where horse-drawn carriages and churning butter were all the rage, zombie games were everywhere. Left 4 Dead, Dead Rising, Dead Island, 7 Days to Die, Dying Light, The Walking Dead, you name it, and it probably exists. And it probably has the word dead in the title. This is around the time that early access was just becoming a thing on Steam. Remember the god-awful Greenlight games? I do. You could get a 600 by 400 PNG of a zombie and upload it to Greenlight, and there was like a 50-50 chance it gets put up for sale on Steam. This was the Wild West of video game marketplaces, and it really sucked. But I recall one little game on Steam Greenlight that didn't suck. And that game was Project Zomboid, though I actually originally bought it on Desura. Shout out in the comments if you remember Desura, you'll be the only one who does. I've actually played this game quite a bit already. In fact, I've had to go through detox twice before making this review because my addiction was so severe. Reintroducing this game to me is like reintroducing my dad to those funny blue pills he likes so much. But I put myself through it again, all for you. Enjoy. Allow me to start this off by telling you the story of one of my characters. His name was Colby Merchant. He was strong, fit, had a weak stomach, and a passion for tobacco. I spawned in, fresh-faced and ready for danger. I spent the first day chugging leftover stew straight from the pot, and looking for a place to rest my head for the upcoming night. My neighbors attacked me, but they didn't stand a chance against my crowbar. I rested that night in their house. When morning came, I had a great hunger, not for food, but for cigarettes. My hands were beginning to shake, and withdrawal was beginning to set in. I searched from house to house, desperate to find that sweet fix. There was nothing, not a single cig to be found. I was getting desperate. I needed to find a cigarette. I checked everywhere, but my search was futile. In my desperation, I recalled the time my dad went to the gas station to buy some cigarettes. Normally, I knew the line would be long. After all, it took months for my dad to return, but I figured with the apocalypse underway, perhaps it would be shorter. I broke my way into the abandoned gas station, searching shelf after shelf for that sweet nicotine release. Some zombies must have heard my rummaging, because there were dozens of them now, closing in on me. Running out of time, I finally found them behind the counter. Finally. Relief. And then I got torn to pieces. All in all, a pretty successful run. Welcome to Project Zomboid, a game where you are not the hero. There is no hope, there is no cure, and no end game. There is only you and the endless dead. Project Zomboid is not the story of how you overcame the apocalypse. This is how you died. The first thing you'll notice about Project Zomboid is, well, actually the first thing you'll notice is that it looks like a really weird Sims mod, but the second thing you'll notice is that it isn't like the other zombie games. There is no mission, no defined objective. Your job is to survive. How you see fit to do that is entirely up to you. In Project Zomboid, you can be anybody. You can even be a woman. Do you want to be a hardened warrior mowing down zombies by the hundreds? Do you want to play it a little bit more tactical, sneaking around zombies rather than direct conflict? Both of these are viable, and it's totally your prerogative to decide. Perhaps you'd like to find somewhere to post up and reinforce as your base of operations. Board the windows, build walls, and turn that apocalypse house into an apocalypse home by putting up posters of scantily clad women and collecting every plushie you find. Or perhaps you'd rather live that hashtag van life, also known as bougie homelessness, and become a nomad, carrying only what your pack can hold. Or maybe you'd rather reject modernity and embrace the based agrarian lifestyle, subsist only off of what the land provides, fish and tree bark. I haven't actually seen a single zombie in this playthrough, This character doesn't even know that the world is ended. He's just a man growing turnips. Zombies want me. Fish fear me. Just remember that there's more to survival than killing zombies. Starvation, dehydration, depression, and anxiety. These things can kill you just as easily as a massive neck laceration, and there ain't no Cymbalta to help you here. Evidently, your player character is a member of Gen Z, as they are very easily prone to anxiety, and reading a book will induce a suicidal depression within them in a matter of hours. So remember to take care of yourself as well. Nothing says living the high life like eating loose, discarded tortilla chips behind the counter at your local bar. As the days go by, new challenges will emerge. Water and electricity won't last forever. Food will rot away, and the dead will grow in number. But as the world hardens, so will you. You'll rise to the occasion, growing stronger and more skilled by the day. You'll find yourself panicking less, planning out better, more efficient supply runs, and killing zombies much faster. Just remember, it only takes a single mistake. The #1 killer in this game is complacency. If you do find yourself at the unwelcome end of someone else's teeth, don't panic. There is a cure, and it's called bleach. I recommend locking yourself in the bathroom and downing the whole bottle. Better luck next time, champ. Project Zomboid has a massive world for you to explore. Almost all of what I have shown you thus far has taken place in this single little town. This is the fire station that I call home, and here is the rest of the map. The state of Kentucky is your oyster, and it's yours to explore and die in as you see fit. Looking at the actual region of Kentucky Project Zomboid is based off of, I would argue that an apocalypse is actually exactly what Knox County needs. A word of advice though, if you find yourself in this northern area of the map, turn around and go back the way you came. There is nothing for you there. If you ever find your time in Zomboid to be just a bit too easy, worry not. The game allows you to customize just about every single detail of your world. Zombie intelligence, how quickly time passes, how the infection is spread, it's all your choice. If you really want a challenge, turn the zombie population to max, turn on sprinters, spawn in Louisville, and die the moment you step outside. It's a lot of fun, trust me. This is your apocalypse. Make it whatever you want. The customization doesn't end there either. If, even after all that, you find the game getting a bit stale, Project Zomboid boasts one of the most massive and dedicated modding communities there is. Just for fun, I'll throw my mod list in the description, though I do always recommend getting a taste of the vanilla experience first. And if you ever get tired of the oppressive loneliness, which, you know, we all do from time to time, there's nothing wrong with admitting that sometimes it just hurts to be alone. And, you know, you pretend like it doesn't get to you and that I like being alone because it means at least if I'm alone, there's nobody to hurt me or make fun of me. It's like, why can't I just be normal? Go out to parties, have regular interactions instead of, Anyway, there's also multiplayer. Normally, I don't like multiplayer. I'm like a lone wolf, but like a cool lone wolf who hunts alone. With a big dick. Anyway, a few critters from the official Rat Kingdom Discord, link in the description, and I decided to give it a shot. Our plan was to start in Riverside, where we would then take a road trip down to Rosewood, then make our way up to Muldraugh, then West Point, and finally Louisville. We made it to about here. Our little trip was doomed from the start. My character, Tony Baritone, never stood a chance, but I'll let these clips speak for themselves.
Hey, you ready to get stabbed, boy? You ready to get stabbed?
This car looks awful. Oh my god. Alright, somebody else needs to drive.
I'm fine.
Alan, would you like to come sleep with me?
I'm cooking. Okay, I'm in front of the DMR.
Okay, and then you're gonna take a...
Oh, shit!
Do I have any bandages? I do not.
I have some bandages. There. Get bitten again.
No.
That
I've
no
been
sounds like a yes.
Yeah, these people live in a trailer park and they don't smoke, and it's the 90s. This is... My immersion is ruined.
I have unfortunate news. I've been bitten.
You what?
How have you been bitten?
I got bit. Simple as.
I have a vaccine for you. There you go. Just take a drink of this.
No,
It's okay, Aaron. I'll hold your hand.
Oh, yep. Got the GI bleed going on now. The brain is inflamed. All right. Good night.
Oh shit!
Oh look, his life!
Put him down! Put him down! That was horrible. Yeah, we suck. At first, you may find Project Zomboid's visuals to be a bit bland, and while I definitely wouldn't consider the graphics a strength, I don't mind them either. Project Zomboid is a good example of beauty through simplicity. Sure, it may not have the prettiest graphics, but believe me, it will find a way to max out your hardware. Just take a trip through Louisville if you don't believe me. There's a bird outside my window, and it's making it very hard to record this bit. One of the biggest problems I have with a lot of zombie games is that they don't get what makes zombies cool. They're not supposed to be tough or even difficult to avoid. Their strength lies in numbers. The terror of zombies isn't that they're really strong or hard to kill, it's that there's 1,000 of them right outside your door. The thing that sticks with me more than anything in Project Zomboid, though, isn't the violence or the horror. It's the moments in between. The long walks back to home base after wiping out a horde. The quiet drive to a new town with nothing but you in the open road to reflect on the things you've done to survive, like that time you ate worms. The mirror sheen of the pond as you fish for the day's meal within it. You'll find yourself pausing every once in a while to check your surroundings, just to make sure you're really alone. There's these moments of sheer, completely terrifying quiet, where nothing is really happening and yet something might. There's never a feeling of pure safety, where you're 100% sure that you're going to make it another day. Anything can happen at any time, and you'll never be fully equipped to handle it. Project Zomboid's soundtrack is what I would describe as understated but impactful. In a game where it's important to be aware of your surroundings at all times, you wouldn't want the Doom OST booming in the background. Save that for when you get bitten and you're down to your last magazine. There is this song for those who want a little more action. This song rocks, though when I'm cruising down the interstate in my modded in 77 Firebird, I'm still gonna play Freebird. Aside from zombie grunts and gurgles, there is no voice acting, so I guess we'll skip that part. You know, I really appreciate it, on a show where I talk a lot about voice actors, to get a break every once in a while. Thanks, Indy Stone. One little piece of sound design I will never get tired of is the alert sound. I've got over 100 hours in this game now, and it still never fails to scare the shit out of me when I open a door and that sound plays. The sound designers must have found the exact perfect frequency that gives me goose pimples all up and down my little rat arms. That and the burglar alarms that occasionally go off whenever you enter a house. There is nothing on this earth that fills me with more dread than this sound, because it means that I'm going to be spending the next hour running away from a horde. That's kind of it for sound design. Project Zomboid is a very quiet game, but I consider that a strength rather than a weakness. Project Zomboid is still in development, which obviously means that it isn't perfect. Yet. I believe in you, basement nerds. If there's anybody that I have faith in to make the world's first 100% absolutely perfect video game with zero flaws, it's this guy. First of all, I think more could be done to enhance the apocalyptic feeling of Project Zomboid. Sure, buildings get overgrown and the power goes out after a while. Occasionally you'll come across a major traffic jam or something like that, but I think there's more to be done. There could be areas with loads of dead soldiers and zombies where some kind of last stand took place. You could trick out your car with armor and spikes. Give zombies a very rare chance to drop some kind of note left on them for some family member or thanking you for putting them down. Something to remind us they were once human. Burned out buildings and survivor houses are cool to come across, but I want more. There's a million little things I'd like to see, and I'm just throwing some ideas at the wall, but ultimately I find myself wanting more to experience, and hopefully with future updates that'll be something we see. As it stands right now, Zomboid feels less like the end of the world and more like every human on Earth just disappeared and got replaced with zombies. I've been told that the end game portion of Zomboid, once you've reached the level of a sustainable source of food and water, built up the base you want, and maxed out all the skills you need, can get quite boring. I wouldn't know this because frankly, I never lived that long, but it is something to keep in mind. The devs have said that end game content is going to be the focus of their next few updates, so hopefully that won't be an issue for much longer. Also, I want to add the disclaimer that progress on the game is very, very slow. Zomboid receives a new build once every 1 to 2 years or so you're in for berserk levels of drip feed when it comes to updates. Though keep in mind, Zomboid is basically done. Most of the updates are huge quality expansions on the game, but there's no missing content or things that should be in the game that aren't. So, Final thoughts. Project Zomboid is pretty much everything I've ever wanted out of a zombie survival game. Open world, resource management, high-stakes survival where I'm free to do what I want, how I please. It's just me and the apocalypse. A true test of my survival skills. It turns out that I would probably die instantly if the zombie apocalypse ever did happen, so at least that's good to know. Also, Project Zomboid literally just dropped the long-awaited Build 42, which adds a whole shit ton more stuff to the game, so there's no time better than now to check it out. If anything I've said in this video even remotely interests you, then I not only recommend, I insist that you get Project Zomboid. This is not a suggestion, it's a threat. Do it now. Anyway, thanks for watching, gang. As always, it means the world to me. Sorry for not making a video last month. I had planned to do one on that new Dragon Age game, but I found it excruciatingly boring, and the review I had written for it was just as bad, so I scrapped the project and lost a month of work. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that tantalizing, curvaceous, and dare I say, seductive subscribe button, that naughty little minx. She likes it when you click her, and so do her sisters, the like button and that nasty little bell icon. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I think I spaced out a little bit there. Also, don't forget to join our community Discord if you'd like to suggest games for review. Just hang out or even appear in videos like this one from time to time. Link will be in the description. Also, just a quick thank you to Aaron, Max, and Alan from the community Discord for their help getting the multiplayer footage. You guys seriously rock, and I had a blast playing with you. Until next time, one love, happy belated holidays, and see ya.